Oh, okay, I'm being instructed by the boss that everybody should come to this side of the menorah here.
Which side?
So if we could all sort of shift around this way, that would be great. Yes.
Staring right at the light.
Exactly. Enjoy the light. Yes. Okay. Great. Chag Sameach, everyone. I know it's dark, but some of you may have noticed that I am not Rabbi David. I am Joshua. I'm his son, and I'm very, very happy to be here tonight as we kick off. Thank you. As we kick off Hanukah. Oh, okay. As we kick off our first night of Hanukah 2021. Just a couple words about the holiday, and I've shortened this down. So it should be noted that every great story needs a villain. In the story of Hanukah, we have Antiochus IV. When Antiochus IV took power, about 170 years before the Common Era, he was a very anti-Jewish ruler, and he issued a number of mandates and strict edicts that were made so with the intention of allowing the Jewish religion to be stomped out. Things like no more sacrifices to be permitted in the temple, things like no more circumcisions, things like increased taxes to the Jewish population of his community. And one of the most important ones was the destruction or the outlawing of the Jewish calendar. The calendar itself, based on lunar and solar mixture, is what really holds together the Jewish religion. Without it, there's no communal timelines that we can follow. Holidays aren't celebrated together. New moons, Rosh Chodesh is not celebrated together. In 164 BCE, Mattathias and Judah took back Jerusalem from Antiochus IV. It should be said here that the war of the time was not only between the Seleucids and the Jews, or the Maccabees, the Hasmoneans, but it was also Jew against Jew. There was a civil war of the time as well, which weakened our own forces, making it very difficult. But objectively, one of the most interesting things to note here is that had the Hasmoneans, had the Maccabees lost this war, monotheism itself may have been stomped out, because this was the only monotheistic society of the time. We had the Greek, we had the pagan, we had all types of other worship styles, polytheistic religions, and monotheism itself rested solely on the Maccabees. So I like to say that I invite you to feel free to mention that fact during the next time you have a conversation about the differences between Hanukah and some other wintertime holiday. So during these years of war, after Antiochus IV was defeated, the temple was then rededicated and reconstructed. And the priests looked to a newly built menorah of the time and their limited stores of oil for its lamps. Oil production at the time was an 8-day process. So although they began the process, they knew that there was no more oil to be produced or to be given to the society for another 8 days. Of course, we know here that we received the miracle of this oil lasting the full 8 days that it required before we were able to receive this newly pressed oil. So dictates the modern day festival of the 8-day lighting of our menorah, of our Hanukah. So, in consideration of those histories and in consideration of those facts, tonight we light our first candle of 8. And we can all say the blessings together, the 2 blessings that are standard for each night. And because it's the first night of the holiday, we will end with a Shehechianu as well, in thanks for being able to reach this moment this year for this time. So do we have a lighter, a designated lighter? Yeah. Very good, Rhoda. And together, as we light this menorah, we can sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asa nisim b'avoteinu bayamim ha'hem b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'echianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. A great debate took place 2,000 years ago about whether or not we were to light all 8 candles the first night and decrease over the course of the holiday, or to light one as we do and to increase our light as the holiday progressed. And this was between the houses of Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai, the two great fighting houses. And I heard that this past week somebody made the argument of Shammai's case, saying that we should have all the lights lit. Because of excitement like this, because of an event like this, where we're all gathered together, we have the most light available to us. But the contending argument from Beit Hillel is, of course, the one that wins out. And this one says that as the holiday progresses on and emotion and excitement may begin to wane a little bit, that is when we really require the menorah, the Hanukah, to light for us, to be an additional source of light and of joy for us. So that is how we follow, and that is again, Hillel wins out and Shammai sits on the sidelines. So so after the Beatles pass by, yeah, exactly. It is. So I think what we'll do is we'll sing a couple of Hanukah songs, and unfortunately I wasn't sure how many we were going to be here tonight, so hopefully some of the words are familiar, and then we'll end with Ma'ot Sor as well. So so together, maybe they sound familiar, maybe we know them by heart, and if not, we'll join. Hanukah, Hanukah, Chag Yafeh Kol Chai, Or Chaviv Misaviv Gil Hayeled Rav. Hanukah, Hanukah, Sevivon Sof Sof, Sof Sof Sof, Sof Sof Sof, Man Hayim HaTov. Hanukah, Hanukah, Chag Yafeh Kol Chai, Or Chaviv Misaviv Gil Hayeled Rav. Hanukah, Hanukah, Sevivon Sof Sof, Sof Sof Sof, Sof Sof Sof, Man Hayim HaTov.